and that my mic is on. Hi. I didn't realize it was on for that clip, but you know, I learn things every time. Hi, this is AC. This is Dank RC. You're watching Dank RC, and I'm the only one here apparently, but that's okay. Because I'm sure it's because like we're working on the same old thing that I can't seem to finish, which is this. Where is the... Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I guess that's where we want it. As usual, I am not totally prepared for today's adventure, but that's okay. We're going to switch over to the desktop. First, I have to see if I can... I got this... At the last minute, I usually change screens on here. And that did not work because the screen was crashed. Which just happened to electronics from time to time. So we're going to switch to the desktop, and I'm going to discuss this little piece here and the error that I made in designing it, but I'm not going to fix it because it turns out to be more difficult than I thought. And so I want to go to, is it 1? Yes. Okay. So this is the piece I designed in Fusion 360 to hold the thing, the little ant camera, pointing to the rear. Oh, pointing to the rear. But the problem I have is this cut here, cut the base that I intended. So this piece isn't exactly how I wanted, and I was going to fix it before today's live stream, but I did not get that done. In fact, I have the raw piece here, and we'll post-process it out of the 3D printer. I have not fixed this, and so this is the face. Well, this bottom half, this part down here, is the face that I want to fix. This line went only from here up to here, but I had the extend check boxes. And where was that? Is that plane 2? No. See, I can't find it in here where I split it. In the timeline, I can't seem to locate. Oh, right there. Isn't that it? Let's look at this. It probably is. Doesn't matter whether I do that or not. Let's look at edit feature here for a second. That's what we did to cut that. Extend splitting tools. Let's uncheck that and see what... Oh, maybe we should do that. Let's do that. Okay, that'll... Oh, no, because of all the fillets. Oh, that breaks so many things. Never mind, it won't do it. Okay. We'll Control Z that one. Okay. I hope I haven't screwed this whole thing up now. Yeah, because I'm showing the other body. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Okay, I got lost in there. This is the piece I designed, so we'll put the camera on here. That's news number 1. What else do I have? Oh, the RC groups thing. So, or the flight tests. Where is that? Oops, no, I hit the wrong... Oh, I just hit the wrong button. I hope that doesn't kill my stream. I just started another browser with 5 million windows. Oh dear. Hold on. We're going to exit out of it as soon as I get a chance. Exit. Sorry. Least memory used the better. Okay, look at this one. Flight tests. Okay, so here, I'll bring this in. I was in... Oh, what happened? There we go. I was reading the flight test forums on the Flerken, and that guy crashed his plane. Yikes. That's happened to me right there. But this comment came out to me. but you must build the plane light around 700 grams with battery. So, yeah, I thought to myself, this is not how I build my planes, and we're in trouble. So, there's that. That's the only bits of news that I have. So let's go back to here, and we will... Oh, let me bring the part. We'll prepare the part, and we're going to try to just put... I have the glue gun hot. We're going to put this plane together. It's a beautiful Wednesday here in Manhattan, but we're still indoors, so we'll be all right. Okay, let me switch cameras. Do that. Okay, so what we're going to do... Oh, let's do this. Let's put it on this camera here. And the one that only has half as many frames as the output. Sorry about that. Someday I'll figure out how to fix that. So what we need to do is do some post-processing here to get rid of the support that we had to print this with, because we printed it... Here's the bed. We printed it like that onto the bed, straight up and down. So we need to get rid of that. And we will use these pliers. So let's do that. Oh, and let's get rid of this. Oh, let me see if I can do that from here. Yep. Go back to here. Make sure I'm in this window here somewhere. Okay. All right. Take this apart. That's what we get with a rough surface. We're going to maybe move this wing out of the way. Excuse me. And we will post-process this part. Even if nobody's watching, this is good. Good zen for me to have me here in the workshop working on this plane that I desperately need to get finished so that I can finish the other planes that I desperately need to get finished. I'm just going to cut all this extra stuff off, and somehow I ended up with something on the side here that I didn't quite plan on. I have to look at... I might redesign this thing from scratch for future Flerkens, but in this case it doesn't really matter if I take the bottom off of here, because this is the part... You'll see what I do here, but I'm going to just stick it into the foam. We're going to cut a hole in the foam using this as a template, basically. First, we're going to make sure the camera fits. Oh, I should show you where it's going. If I point the camera here at the side of the Flerken, we're basically going to put it like that. So the foam, it's going to sit... We're going to cut a section out of the foam right there. And that's where this camera will go. There's another camera down here somewhere. Let's find it. This camera will be the one we're building into the bottom, and I'll show you that in a little bit, because we're going to be gluing all these things together, I hope, today. So we need to see if this camera fits in here. Seems to. I had some screws out to screw it in. Of course, I have no idea where they are now. Whoa. So we'll get some screws here. I have lots of them. They are in a drawer over here somewhere. The little camera parts and bits drawer. Where is that? Here it is. I have a drawer with all kinds of camera screws and bits and bots, and let's look in these little bags here for some little tiny here. I think this bag will have what we need. The ant bags themselves probably have what we need too. But like that one and that one, those two. These two should be what we need. And if not, that one. Some of these screws there ought to work. Let's try those. Get rid of all this other stuff. Oh, I can't pick these up. There we go. So that was a bag of bits from some camera. And now we will... It looks like it's going to fit perfectly. Yep, let's screw it in and make sure the screws work and that it fits. Let's see. I think we should try these longer ones. These ones. Let's first make sure that they thread into the camera without trouble. Yes, that's as far as they go, so that's probably too long. I'll use the shorter ones. Those little tiny screws are too long. We'll use these. Oh, they're not the same. Or they are the same. They're all the same. Those are all... Oh, that's the longer one. Okay. Let's try those two. So, let's get it threaded in here. Sometimes that's the part that's the hardest. Depending on how I size the hole, but I usually do this the same. Here we go, it's perfect. I say it's not going in. I swear I had tested one of these other ones. Oh, I can't get it to go through. So, let's try with a longer screw. Sometimes they cut better for some reason. Nope, not doing any better. Oh, yeah, I got it. So we'll just screw that in, and then we will keep going, then unscrew it. Now the little guy should go in there. So who's here? Robert. Quit flirking around and get it done. Hi, Robert. I was gonna just be talking to myself all night, which is gonna be okay. It'll be all right. How are things going? I watched like 20 of Caroline Tyler RC's videos since the last time we talked, because I felt bad about when I did the live stream in the daytime. She said she just had released a video, and I hadn't seen any videos for hers in months. She has a lot. They, he, it, her, them have a lot of videos. I guess I'm saying she because the first name in the video channel name is Caroline, which is often a she name. Okay, this is going in. Tyler is a he name often. So I think this is going to work with the two. Did I use the right size screws? Yes, because I have 2 of the longer ones left, and I had 3 shorter ones. Okay. Just going to make sure, because they're pretty small, but yet they still seem long. Well, they're going to be perfect. She's a really good pilot. I guess I haven't looked at a picture, so yeah, don't know. He, she. We'll say she then, Caroline, because that's a she name, usually. Good evening, North 49. The Canadians, well represented, because it's a well represented country. I love Canada. Okay. Yeah, so now that people are here, I guess a few people are here, I'll say hi. Hi, everyone. I can't see with these glasses, though. Greetings. Yes, we're still flirking around. Oh, did I show off? I think I did the last time. We did the receiver. So there's no news to report except this mount, which I already talked about at the beginning. It's not quite exactly how it turned out to be because of this edge here. I wanted it to be maybe cutting out a square or rectangle in here. But anyway, I think that's the first thing we should try now that we can see that the camera fits on here, is that I want to just trace a path. This is the cutout for the other camera mount, which we also have to cut out. But I'm going to flip that around over there. Maybe not. Maybe I won't be flipping that around over there. There we go. So I think that's where we should start, is putting this camera here, because I've got to make sure that I've got the cabling right and put a hole for that. Ah, I just dropped it. There it goes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut a little slice out of there. And put these screws away. Canada's seen better days. Oh, we've all seen better days. We've all seen better days. But maybe better days are ahead. I don't know. I think the problem isn't countries, it's the humans in general. I'm just going to say the humans in general. We got a lot of issues presently. And I know this goes against what Elon Musk says, who a lot of Elon Musk fans out there, but he thinks there's not enough people on this planet. I would say we got plenty. If you've been in traffic, if you've been in the lines at the grocery store, I don't know, it just seems like we've got plenty of... Okay, I'm going to use this one because this one doesn't have any camera in it. That's all I got to say. Been so long since I played with foam board, over a year possibly. Okay, well, here's the deal with the AR Pro. we're going to be talking about that in a few future workshops because it needs a little work. And I need to find the maiden video. It did fly beautifully. I can say that. I can say that it flew spectacular. It's the pilot that sucked. And well, that's maybe not the reason it's not on the wall over here anymore, but we'll talk about that in the future workshop. Okay, let me get a knife and stop dithering around. It's a fabulous plane. It will live again. That's all I can say. And the maiden was good, and I need to produce that video, and that's terrible that I don't have any, like, even flight footage online anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to need to kind of hold this. And let's see, maybe we'll switch cameras back to this camera so you can see what I'm doing here. What I'm trying to do is I practiced on this. This is what I'm trying to do, is basically stick it in the foam like that. So maybe I should just cut the hole out of this and use that as my pattern. What do you think? That might be easier. I'm going to try that first. It might be easier for me to hold. So maybe that's why I'm dealing with these foam board planes, is because when I crash and break them, it's not as painful. Although I totally accept that this hobby, you're going to crash your plane, period. You have to accept that as part of, what am I doing? I'm not even on the camera. I'm babbling on here. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cut this. There. Now let's remember how it goes, like that. Okay, so back to here. I'm going to babble, and then now that I see you guys are actually here, people are here, I will look at the chat more often. But first, let me figure this out. Did I cut this little former straight? No, I didn't. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold it up against my body so I have something that doesn't slip. And we're going to use that to cut it out. Does it look like? No, I gotta look at it again. Let's look at it with the camera in there. There we go. Okay, it's probably going to be mostly plain in the camera view here, but that's what it's going to be. I think that's where we want it, right like that. And I've lost the knife. Let me double check. I want it like that. Right like that. Yeah, I want it right like that. Okay. I should have changed the blade of this knife. Oh, there goes the wing. Okay. That was horrible. It's broken. No, it's not, of course. Okay. Let's see if we can manage to salvage this mess here. I'm reading the chat. Yeah, you guys are Smack FPV on the list. Okay, I am doing a terrible job cutting this, but because I don't have a sharp knife. But I do have a sharp blade. I just need to put it in. Okay. peel that part off. There we go. Then let's just check, see if it looks good. I think it does. So we will just cut the foam. I'm not trying to cut all the way through. I'm just trying to cut the foam and leave the paper underneath. And that was, I think, another mistake I forgot to point out when I was looking at the Fusion 360 a few minutes ago, is that this part right there is too thick. Even though it's 5 millimeters, which is the thickness I thought of the foam board, it's too thick because the thickness of the foam board counts the paper too. 2 sheets of paper. Anyway, I think I actually made it 4.8, but because it's so rough, because it was on supports and my printer, you know, isn't all that great, that it's probably 5 millimeters or maybe even a little more. I didn't actually measure it. So I was going to fix the part in Fusion and make it thinner and reprint it before I glued it on here. But I didn't get around to that mostly because I haven't worked on this plane, except for I did design that part in the last week, but that's about all I did. It's about all the time I had to work on planes since the last live stream. Okay, now that that's almost cleaned out, see how it fits, how it looks. How it looks is ever presently important, isn't it? Yeah, see, it's not quite sunk in as much as I would want it to be. It's just a millimeter too high, but it's going to be good enough. So, the reason that I want to do this first is because before we glue the parts, we actually have to wire the cable through here. So now I'm going to poke this where this hole is. That's where the cable is supposed to come out. This cable here. First thing I'm going to do is my design is lacking some thought, and it's really too tight for that cable, because that's right where the heat shrink is. So we're just going to fatten it up a little bit. Stick it back in there. I'm just going to use some things to poke. No, not that. This. There. So that way, we're going to do this hole next, and for that piece. And we're going to do the same thing. We're not going to take the paper out. That one is, where is it? Oh no, I've lost it. Hope it's in the project box. Okay, so now we're going to see if we can stick this guy through that hole. Right through there. Okay, now we're going to test fit and see if it's going to work. I hope it obviously should. I don't know who said I was working on this since February or something. Chris, North 49 RC. Yes, that was probably you. You were right. It's February, I think, was the first time I did a video on this. Okay, let's see if this fits. Oh yeah, it fits. It's not the best. Didn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to, but it's pretty close. I'll just have to make sure I smush it down when I glue it. Don't push down too hard. I'm already feeling a crease in the foam board right there. Be gentle on it. Okay. It's ready to be glued in. After we cut this piece out. I'll do this one next. Maybe I should have done that one first. We're going to scooch this one down a little bit because it's too close to that one. Now. That one's going to go there. You guys have so many people to fly with out there. There's nobody in this part of the country except my 2 friends that fly with me. As far as FPV, like FPV flying. There's lots of people flying planes, RC planes. Our club had its fly-in last week. Okay, I'm busy trying to figure out if I want this exactly right there. I think I want to scoot it over just a little bit more this way. Make sure it's mostly up and down. Okay, and I am going to change this blade. I don't even know where. That'll work. Yeah, I'm changing the blade. So those recent videos, I'm just babbling on, not looking at the chat, not seeing what you guys are talking about, but by Caroline Tyler RC, that was very enjoyable. I mean, she does some good cinematography, good video quality, editing quality, everything. Just like North 49 RC. Good video quality. I don't produce such good video quality. It's good enough for me, but I don't think it's very good for anybody else, really. I'm still going to edit videos one of these days. I mean, I actually have been editing recently, but just not enough. I always start on that project too late in the evening. And then so I get started and I'm like, oh my God, it's like whatever time, midnight, 12:30. I got to work at, get up at 6:30 the next day. Or start pressing the snooze button at 6:30 the next day. Okay, I am assuming I have my thumb piece, the side facing view. Yes, the side facing view. There's going to be one thumb facing forward, which I haven't finished. We're just going to, that mount is going to be the one kind of that's just slapped on at the last minute. Oh shit, I can't really see right there. That way. I took this off too soon. I didn't quite cut it through the tape right there. Okay, I'll peel that off. And then the reason I have to do this one is yet also is that there's going to be another wire. Oh, we're on the wrong view. Another wire to power. Here, there's the cut I made for the Flerken hatch. This was supposed to be a hatch. I mean, not a hatch, a slide-off nose. So once again, I'm going to try to cut through all the foam and not the paper, and leave the paper as a resting place for the camera mount, at least while it's being glued in. And I think I'm going to wait. I guess I should glue it in first while I'm... Okay. Poke this all out. Here, it's falling off the table. Yeah, we better get this a little bit better too. Okay, there we go. Oh, so as I think I was saying, I'm babbling. I'm just going to babble for a minute. We had our fly-in, the spring fly-in that was postponed in the spring. This was the rain date. It was unfortunately not needed to be postponed because the day it was on didn't rain, but it was forecast rain and they called it off a bit too early, I think. But anyway, live and learn. So not a lot of people showed up for the fly-in from out of the club, but man, those guys, they can fly. I mean, they can fly. This guy had this plane that was huge. It was like an 8-foot wingspan. I mean, 3 meters. I think it was almost 3 meters. And it was like a extra, I think it was. That's what it was, like an extra 300S or something like that. And that guy could hang it on the prop and do just... I mean, he's at the club all the time. I've seen him fly before. I hadn't seen him fly this particular plane. I'm going to make a big mess here. There's probably a better way. Robert probably has a better way to do this. Especially if you were massively doing foam board all the time. I'm going to pop this off for a second. Oh, I did tape it under there. Okay, good. I'll catch up on the chat, but I think you guys are just chatting amongst each other, which is awesome, actually. Cool. Hang out, chat. That's kind of what I envisioned for this, that people that do this kind of thing would hang out and chat. And then every once in a while I might go on a rant. Excuse me. I might have to run upstairs and get something else to drink besides this coffee, like something to quench my thirst. Like, okay, we're getting close. Now I have to find the part that fits in there. It's in this mess here. This mess. There's the broken antenna. Is that it? No, this is the blank panel. So I made also a blank panel. Let's see if that fits in. Oh, come on. Well, I'm going to have to cut it a little bit. Okay, that sucks. It didn't quite fit. Let's just take the stick and smush it a little bit. This is, after all, just foam. It's not precision engineering here. Okay, let's see how this fits. Come on. Let's use the hatch as our friend here. Papa. Oh, no. Let's get it off of there. There we go. Looks a little stupid. I think I need to make a different patch that doesn't have a cover. Okay. Now where's the actual mount? Oh no. Oh, here it is. Oh, I didn't prep that either. So here it is. Maybe I have one prepped. Let's see. This, I might have printed more than one. There's how it comes off the printer. Let's see if this is very organized. I know you guys can tell. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one for a different. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to prep this one. Sorry about that. Oh, these are the. I also built these. These are the light things for the wing tips. Very primitive. You'll see how they fit. Hopefully, we'll get to that part. The rate I'm going now, never. Okay, so we have to prep this. What are we going to do? We're going to pull all this gobbledygook off of here. Let's do it over here. Let's put this. Messes are starting to get worse. Here. Still getting used to this weird camera situation over here. So did anybody see Bot Grinder's video with the walk snail goggles with the new firmware that nobody can get yet? I mean, I'm analog for the foreseeable future, so I'm not going to be buying into it anytime soon, but it is, I love watching the whole development process, because I can still remember watching Joshua Bardwell do a rant about, there it is, it's all ready. Do a rant about how digital is never going to be a thing because of the latency issues and because of the bandwidth and the so on and so forth, and talking about how they did broadcast digital on movie sets and how expensive the hardware is. And within 6 months, DJI had come out with a digital system. Okay, so now this little guy is supposed to fit in that little cubby. It's not quite fitting like I thought it would. Why not? What's wrong with the picture? Well, first of all, I'm not going to be able to use we're not going to need to have the paper there. Cutting the paper out, or at least cutting it into a slit. Cutting the slit part of it so that it doesn't stop me from. This part is taped in the back, so. Okay, let's pop that out there. Now we can fit it in. There, that's how it's supposed to go in. Okay, so now we're going to put the little poker right here. Let's do this. Poke a little hole right there. And use the poker. There we go. Now, this little wire, where is it? This little wire coming off the VTX is going to come out through here. Oh, let's cut that a little bit better. Let's cut that a little bit better. This foam board is very forgiving. Let's not forget that. Very forgiving. Okay. Now, there's no way this thing is going to be 700 grams. We're going to, I think we put it on the scale last time. Okay, I can't forget to do something about this hatch over here. I gotta put a reinforcement piece underneath there. Okay, so we have our 2 wires coming out. And then let's just see if we haven't made sure I made it long enough. Oh yeah, plenty long. Okay. Plenty long. Alright, this one I think we should glue in. Do our first gluing of the day, 2 hours into this 2-hour live stream. Here we go. It's terrible, but that's why it takes me so long. Okay, so we're going to just put some glue. We don't need a lot. Just a little bit down, and I'm going to put some so it hits the paper in the front. And some here. Like that. That should do it. And I'm just going to stick it in there. And look at that, hardly any popped out. Just a little bit on the side here. Just a little bit of sloppiness for that mount. Okay. I guess we should glue this one in with the camera plugged in so I don't screw it up. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I want to be able to fiddle with this, so maybe not. Not ready yet. Don't do all this yet. Got to plan this next step out. Because we're basically, I have no excuses now. Everything, I can't put on the wings, basically, until I get this body glued on. So it's time we start doing it. Just going to think for a minute here. Just going to think for a minute. We have to plan, make sure that I have the light situation planned out. So the lights are going to be coming out of the wing. I think I need to put the bottom on to put the lights in, just so I can visualize how it's all going to go together. So that means that I'm going to take this bottom piece. See, I've already got this plugged. They're designed to be plugged in. So the wings, you have to plug it in, otherwise you can't run all the wires and get it all glued together. So it's stuck over here somewhere. Oh, that's right, because I actually have it coming out of the bottom. So it's already plugged into the flight controller. So this giant mess comes... I should change the camera, but I'm not going to. Just hold on to your horses, everybody. Okay, this giant mess comes out of here. That comes down. So that can be last because that's going to come up from the bottom. So I can take this mess out of here. Okay. That's just going to sit hanging down there for a bit. That's just going to sit hanging down there. And what we have to do is have the lights come in when we glue the wings on. Oh, really? We're going to have to sit the wings here. We're going to have the wings and this receiver all next to it. That's why I have these little stands here. Okay. I have to hold the whole thing up. No, I don't. And take the antenna off, as long as I remember to put the antenna on before I plug things in. So we're going to unplug the lights. The lights go in there and in there. So then we're going to take out the antenna. Oh, I should show you how that works. Take out the antenna, which comes out the bottom. See, all this junk is coming out the bottom. That's why I have it on the stand. So there's more than just that junk. I need to get rid of all this junk when I glue this together, because I want to be able to glue it holding the thing down on the table. Okay, so we have the antenna will go in the project box. And then the one cable with the camera, that's got to wait till later too. We got to unplug that. So that's this camera switcher here. See if I can get that into view. It's one of these Hobby King 3 camera switchers. And I was supposed to actually get the receiver going and plug it in and do all that. I didn't do that either. Okay, so now let's plan on what comes out the wings. The wings, I don't need to have this on a stand anymore because there's nothing sticking out the bottom. And I just dropped a piece off the... So let's clean off our table. So these pieces here, we have to tape down. So we're going to put a piece of tape right there. Piece of tape right there. And then this side, oh, can't see what the hell I'm doing. Let's put this in the project box. We're going to clean up a little bit. Table's getting a little messy. Okay, so we have our wing, we have our fins, we have this part out of the way. Let's clean up a little. Cleaning up a little, folks. Cleaning up a little. Leave that out. Get the, not that. Make sure I'm not throwing anything away that I want. It's all just trash, trash, trash. Okay, so ready board, yes, ready board. Oh, you can see it. That's right, I have a ready board sticker. They should sponsor me. I have so much ready board. I've bought like 100 sheets in my life. I guess that isn't that many. Not to them. Okay. Wing. So we're going to place the wing over here. Oh, I'm going to just do it on this camera high there. Put the wing over here so we make sure I'm not forgetting things like the... Okay, so the wiring. This is going to have its own dedicated hole to go right there. So I need to prepare these wings. That's another thing I need to do before I get too far. And that is to switch this around. I need to make sure I have this piece prepared before I have all these wires pulled tight and everything. So what I need to do is like get this crease put in here. This score cut, excuse me. That's what it's called, the score cut. Get it in there good so it's really a score cut instead of just a line that mark. Oh, see there, I screwed up. Right there, I screwed up. It's not score cut right there. Should have done this before I folded the wing up. Okay, well, and there's where I've got to maybe trim a little bit of the spar off. We'll see. Let's get that one little blob. Okay. Now, the question is can we... Yes. Gotta get that taken care of. Okay, there we go. Now the wing is prepped and ready to be glued on when ready. So we'll do the other wing so I don't forget about that. Put these in the project box. Oh, let me show you what these are for real quick. These are for the winglet, the wingtip lights. So they're going to get glued in there like that. Okay. Pretty primitive, but something. It's something. It's something I probably wasted an hour on. The person who says that I don't have any time has not made any progress in the last hour, really. Okay, what am I doing? Am I cutting on camera? Probably not. Whoops. Head hits the camera. Crash. This is a hard cut to make on camera, so. I have terrible allergies today, and I also had a very kind of stressful, well, turned out okay, but I had a stressful day that I was, for work, that I was, something that I was stressed over. It turned out okay, though. Everything turned out good. Okay, so we have that peeled off. Now, we can move to setting up things so that they're wired properly. So when I glue this piece on, I'm not stuck and have to put in another hatch to fish some wires. If I have to, I'll put in a hatch to fish some wires. But what I'm trying to do, get the hot glue gun out of the way, is get it so it's laid out. See, there should have been another plug for the lights like there is for the servo, but I didn't make it that way. So what we have to do is kind of tape it in there and put a special hole just for our servo or our light wires. So we're going to go right here, which is right over our access patch, access hole inside. And we'll go straight across to the other wing, other side. And we'll just use our barbecue skewer to make a nice slot in there. And we'll make it a little bit bigger with this razor blade. Not too much bigger. Okay, so then this thing is going to just poke through there like so. And we're going to leave some slack. And then this wing, same thing. This one should come out where the servo's coming out. And be taped right there. Oh, this is many more plugs to plug. Why do I have so many plugs to plug? Oh, right, because one is going out, one is coming back. Oh, we got to make that hole a little bit bigger. We'll stick this one through first. I don't need to put in all these lights. I'm never going to see them. It's so stupid. But I like doing it. I've always been into cameras and lights. There we go. We're just forcing that big piece of heat shrink through there. Okay, so that is where we're going to tape it, right like that. Okay, so I'm going to tape it down here. Like so. And hopefully it won't move around too much. Okay, so now when we glue this guy, tape this one. Give it a little slack on that side. I should have given it some slack on that side. I think we have some slack here if we just pull it that way. Yes, we do. We have plenty. Okay, let's do this one. Right here. We're going to kind of just put the tape on top of that part right there. And that's a lot of tape. That's a lot of extra tape that I don't need. Why put that on there? 700 grams, remember? Maybe I put in the beginning of this a thread from flight test forums where somebody said this plane needs to be built light. Plane needs to be built light. How much did you pay for these plans on the Flerken? The Flerken plans cost like $12, I believe. And then I took the plans and manipulated them so that I could print them out my way, which was a real... Well, actually, Andy helped me do that part. He took the plans and gave me a file that was actually usable, that I could use. When you buy the $14 plans, you get locked PDFs. Did I say 14? 12. 12 or 14. Okay, let's take this top of this Flerken and see if we're going to actually glue this sucker on. Oh my God, are we getting close? Okay, let's do the hatch part here. I need a backer plate right there. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I need to put a backer plate right there. And I'll probably put some magnets in there too, but let's cut out a backer plate. So we're going to use something like this. I actually want it to be like this, so we're going to cover that up a little bit. So we will make an intricate backing plate. It's another thing I meant to do before today's live stream. Actually, that's not quite centered. Overzealous there. There, we're going to do something like that, and then it only needs to be about that long. Okay. Let's scooch this all over just a little bit and cut this out. We're not being very exact here, are we? Let's try to be more exacting. go. And this little double check this. If I turn it over, it's the same, symmetrical, right? It's symmetrical, so we don't care. Just take this and do score cuts. This would be very expensive if it doesn't fit. I'll have to get a whole nother piece of scrap foam board. So yeah, it might take me 10 years and 10 overdues to do this, because I have a whole other set of parts waiting if I screw some of these up. I don't have another set of wings though. I didn't build two sets of wings. Okay. More foam bits. All right, now back over to here. Let's see how our little thing fits. Not quite, because I didn't account for the glue globs. Let's just do a little like a bevel cut for the glue globs. The glue globs that hold the GPS on are in the way. Okay. Get all this stuff off. And I think that's going to be perfect. So I want to make sure I glue this on and then open the hatch. That's what it's going to look like there. That's what I'm trying to do here. Just give it a little bit of a place. Okay. Let's put a little bit of glue. Put it on there. And then look at it from this side. Scooch it down a little. Now, I forgot to account for something very important, and that is gluing. Where that hits that, I'm probably going to have to trim this inside part. But we'll get it. And I've got these little magnets here, that size. Oops. I'm hoping that I can make those work. I've got 4 more of them, I think. I think I have 4 more, so I'm going to try to make a total of 6 magnets work for the 2 hatches. Yeah, I don't know. I need to find more magnets, probably. A couple more. Okay, now we're going to see if it will snap back down with that piece sticking in there, and it probably won't. But we'll be able to tell. Yep. So it's vastly in the way. Stupid, stupid, stupid. So I should plug the GPS in too soon. I plugged all these wires in too soon. Okay, here we go. We'll cut all this, we'll cut all that out from there. Where's the hatch? Let's look at the hatch. Let's use the hatch as our gauge. The hatch is just about perfectly lined up at that point. So we'll go just inside the hatch. And just inside the hatch. Then let's see if we can get all this gobbledygook out of here. That one's going to pop right out. Thank you. I shouldn't have cut the paper on this one. I mean, shouldn't have pulled the paper off. Whoopsie. Come on. Okay, let's see if it fits now. All these wires and stuff are kind of getting in the way of ever putting anything back together. Okay, let's see. Does it fit? Yes, it does. Okay, so this wire is the GPS wire is what I'm going to have to worry about when I'm gluing it down. And then this wire. So let's pull that one tight. Make sure the GPS is in the center. The lights are in. Oh, just have to push them around. This can be pushed in. Right, let's make sure we can push that in. Yep. Oh my God, how am I going to get the bottom camera plugged in? Shit. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the bottom camera. Where is it? Glad I thought of that before I glued this on. Bottom camera, here it is. We're just going to put the wires through and then immediately poke them through the hole in the bottom. So what I have to do, see, you don't need all these stupid cameras. We're going to put this through. And I'm just going to have it crush the bottom, the wires when I smush down on the thing. I'm going to push this in, plug it in. Which way does it go? Shit. Should have paid attention to that. Signal is down there, I think. Signal is down. Ground is up. Just like that. If I have to, I'll just make this whole side piece a freaking patch. I'll cut it out, plug it back in, glue it back in. It's foam board. It's Dollar Tree foam board. Okay, that's how it's going to go. This piece can be glued in. I'm going to be sorry, but this piece can be glued in. It's time to do it. We're just going to stick that down through there and stick that up through there. So there's only the wires underneath there. We're ready. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. It's just that one wire. Okay, we're going to glue it in. Finally, huh? The magnet by the GPS isn't a good idea. Okay, so we'll just have some Velcro or something. You're right. I agree. We're on a budget. Next to the GPS. What if that module is next to the hatch? What if that's what... Yes, that is what this module is. GPS. It is the GPS. Okay, look at that. That is a giant mess. Am I going to be able to get to the lights and everything from this once I get this glued in? Am I going to be able to get the lights through there? No, I don't think so. Let me just think a little further. Which is this cable here? That's the cable I just stuffed in there. Where's the power? This is going to be the power for the lights. I should be able to get them in, I suppose. Yeah, I'll be able to work it out. Okay, we're doing it. We're going to glue it. We're going to glue it. We're going to glue it. after 6 months of farting around. Okay, so we're going to glue from there along the back. And let me draw a couple lines so I don't over glue. Let's just put a little line there, a line there, and a line there to remind myself not to glue past those points. Okay, here we go. Cable management first. This is a cable management. That's what I've been doing for the past hour. So yeah, here's what my thinking is. I'm just gonna go through it, since what the hell, I could just do another live stream next week with this damn plane. I've already been working on it. This is my thinking. I've got the wires here coming out the sides. That's there. That's all set up. Then inside here, these are the lights coming in, right? I'm going to be able to pull this ESC out a little bit like this. I don't know if you can see that. And then fish those wires around down through there, because I can see both of them. I can see that one. There's 3 sets basically. So once the whole plane top is done and the wings are glued on, then, well, you actually flip it over when you do the wings to get the dihedral right. Then the plane will be flipped over. Then we do the bottom, and the wires, I'll be able to fish the wires through here, because this hatch here, I'm waiting to the very end to figure this out. I got nothing here. I got nothing on this piece right here. Right here. Nothing. It's just supposed to be a piece of foam board. So if I need to just made in the plane, I can just cut a piece of foam board on and tape it there. It doesn't matter. It's not important after all this other stuff. So the thing I screwed up with the GPS probably is had the cabling pointed the wrong way toward, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So I think the cable management is, and yes, I can plug in the cameras, because if I pull this out, I can pull these out. I can pull this out. The cameras, I think I've got it. I've got the receiver out here on the side. I'm glad you guys are second guessing me. Don't get me wrong. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this way. It's because we can all learn from my mistakes. we can learn vast amounts from my mistakes. Probably me more than anybody, but I say, here's to learning from mistakes. Okay, sorry about that. Now, so I'm waiting to do the bottom till the end. That's how they do it in the Flerken build on flight test. The bottom goes on last, the top goes on first. So this is the first. We're basically doing it in the order that they do it in the build, for the most part. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Just gonna do it. Like I said, I'll tear all this crap out if I have to. I don't care. Won't be the end of the world. I won't have a heart attack. So we're doing it. Which camera do I have? I don't care. We're doing it. We're going from here. I'm just gonna do right along this line, right along here, right along here, right along here, very gently, right along here. Whoop. Some more down there. And just a little spot up here. And this part, this is the hardest part because I got to hold this. Oh, I missed a spot up there. Okay, here we go. Watch the GPS wires. Watch all these wires. It's going down. It's got to get lined up a little bit better there. These are coming out. That's good. Looks all good. Don't press too hard. Smush the sides together back here. I think it's going to be good. I think we got a good gluing. And you guys are telling me something major that I've forgotten. It's not pushed down as much as I would like it on the body right there. And I'm afraid to crease the foam board. It takes a lot of hands to hold this whole thing. It didn't help that the glue had a kind of a chance to cool off a little bit, but that's okay. That's why I put these reinforcing strips in, so I had something to push it against. And this is all going to be covered up, so I can go and reinforce it. Same here, I can reinforce that too. But it looks good. I think we got a good glue. Next, oh, and I'm dripping glue onto my other parts of the plane here. Let's get that off. Next piece we're going to figure out is the front. The front. Yeah, glue is in my favor right now. Okay. So next, it's all still there. Yeah, oh my God, I can't believe I actually finally pushed myself to put the front on. I mean the top on. Okay, so here we go. We have the top front piece. I'm just going to stick this. I haven't figured out what we're going to do with. These other two servo cables are going to be stuffed into the bottom until they're ever needed. Okay, so that is the front. Now let's get the camera down here. This is how the front goes. And this is going to be a difficult glue too, because I want to make sure I don't smush down on it too hard that I fold it. But I want it to line up perfectly here where my hands are. So, and I felt like if I put pieces of glue, I should probably just put, I'm going to. Now that we have this glued down, I'm going to put just a few backing pieces right like that. So let's cut a couple just exactly the same size. So we have our weight and balance. Why not put some more pieces on here, right? To make it weigh more. I've already thought of, like, what happens if it doesn't fly? Like, really, what happens if I've built this damn thing too heavy? And I do have a way bigger motor than they put on the, well, not way bigger. I have a slightly bigger motor than they put on the flight test Flerken on the video, on their recommended build, I think. But okay, there's our two pieces of backing plate. So we're going to put one right there. I don't need them to stick out all that much because it kind of bevels down a little bit. So let's put, we're going to put one right here. Oh, Don't break the plane, dude. Kind of like that. Let's get this. Oh, it's drifting on me. Actually, I'm going to push it in since it's drifting. I don't want much sticking out. These are giant cavities on each side that are basically going to be inaccessible once I've glued this thing together. So the VTX, I'm probably gonna put a NACA duct in on the side here or something. I've thought about that a little bit because there's not a hole in the front to push air in, so maybe I should put a hole in the front to push air in. Okay, so now I'm going to glue the other reinforcing piece on this side. Squish it around. Just hold it there for a minute. A minute's a long time to just sit here and hold something in silence. Usually I have videos playing. Usually. Okay, so now let's let that dry a little bit or cool off. Let's check underneath our plane here, make sure we haven't. So we're just pushing down on that wire and it's not really hurting it at all. So it's just one wire. Okay, that's going to help. That's definitely going to help me make sure that this is square and in place. So we are ready, just about. Let's check the time, 10:29. Thanks for the likes, folks, by the way. Hi, Kevin. I didn't see you there. I hope you're still here. How's it going? Yeah, well, I hope you're there to help me video because your iPhone takes that video that you took of your plane. I mean, the video quality was awesome. I said something about the audio. What I meant to say about the iPhone is that the mic, a little rant, not a rant, but the mic on an iPhone faces one direction. So when you're videoing this way, what it tends to do is get the voice behind really good and whatever's in front bad. That's what I've noticed from iPhones and probably other people's videos. I don't know what my phone does because I've never actually looked at the damn video from it yet. But anyway, Kevin's video was of that Optera was spectacular. The quality from that phone. Okay, here we are. We're ready to glue it. So glue. We don't have any wires to worry about or anything on this part. So I think I'm going to do it from this angle over here. So we're going to glue along here, along here. Let's have some scrap pieces to scoop up some goopage. Gosh, I've got no small scrap pieces over here. They're all giant. Okay, we're going to have to cut a few. Sorry, let's cut a few scraps. Okay, now we're going to glue along here and along here. That's it. Oh, and along here. So we'll put some glue globs right there to start off with. And along here. Along here. And along here. Oh, that was off center. And if I have to glue that part on the top, we'll do that later. Okay, look at that. Let's get some goopage off the side here. A little goopage over here. Oh, it looks good. I think I did a good gluing. I don't even know if this came in the camera. I forgot to check that. I'm a very poor YouTuber here. Poor in my YouTubing responsibilities. It looks good. A little goopage right there. Forgot to get. Looks good, looks good. Okay, the next step, folks. I haven't even talked about the next step. We got to keep on trucking here. Just hold it down for another, I don't know, 20 seconds. Okay, let's check the hatch. I mean, I'm going to do some work on this hatch yet. But the idea is, this is the whole reason I did this. I didn't want the freaking pull-off nose that went all the way, the nose goes all the way back here. And I guess that would solve your problem of having access to all this gobbledygook that I've put in, but I don't know. This, okay, let's just feel how it feels. It feels pretty solid and heavy. Hi, Kevin. Thanks, Robert. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do. I'm always a little anxious about this whole thing here. Okay. Next, folks. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Next is these things. Oh, and I forgot to prepare. Okay. Shit. Oh no. I forgot where the little okay, so this side is going to be the hardest because basically, here's what we have to do. We have to poke a hole, or a slit actually, because there's no way for me to just have a hole. I'm going to have like a little slit for the wiring to go through, because this is going to go like this. And this, basically, we're going to mark where the hole is going to go. And I'm going to have to make a slit through there. Because one of the things I realized what I was going to do was try to glue this whole thing together as one piece before I put it on the plane. But that would be I'm glad I didn't do that actually. Okay. So now, there's supposed to be these little pieces in here, and I forgot to glue them in, and I don't know where they go. I don't know exactly where they go. Do they go on... I think they go... I should have marked them. Oh, let's look at the plans. That'll show me. Oh, and I'm burning the wing. Jesus Christ. I'm burning the wing with the glue gun. I didn't do too much damage, but I just damaged my wing a little bit, see? That's a sloppy work. Look at that. I did. I screwed up the wing. Oh well. We don't care. We're doing it. We're going, pressing on regardless. It's a foam board airplane, folks. Yeah. There's a little tiny bubble in the wing. I can smush it down after I get the glue off. It won't be a permanent damage. It's not a, it's only cosmetic. Okay. The plans will have this place where they go. And there are the plans. So they go single bevel. They go on there. And they're thicker towards the fuselage, which is this way. Right? Let's just thicker towards the fuselage. They go like that. Okay. Okay, let's glue it in. Let's glue one in at least and try it out. There, I just dropped a little bit more glue on my frickin' wing. Okay, we got to do this. And then we've got to get in there and get all that goop out of there. And then we've got to scooch it over towards the thing. Get it close to the score cut. Making a mess at the last minute. Dropping the glue gun on the wing. That's not the first time I've done that, trust me, in my foam board building days. Okay, we're going to do another one. Thicker edge toward the towards the inside of the plane. So let's just do a little scrapage of glue right there. Scooch it around a lot. That one's a better, less messy. There we go. This is a mess anyway, because I probably did this one in, oh, I didn't, yeah, February 2022. Okay, so now these get taped, then glued down. So we got to make sure that we can do that. We're going to practice on this one. So let's do this. Let's get these glued on first, though. Okay, so thicker side towards the inside. Thicker side towards the inside. I hope I haven't done that backwards. Yep, that's exactly right. Thicker side towards the inside. That's the inside. That's the inside. So we'll do it that way. Squish it around. And get all the extra goopage out. Make sure it's pretty flush. Looks good. One more. Oh, I did a pretty bad gluing job on that. So what we're going to do is scooch it over that way. So I don't have as much goopage on the side with the... Let's get all that out of there. There we we go. Our inner wing area is done. So now we are ready to tape it first, then glue it. So I'm going to move the plane over here a little bit. I'm going to move the glue gun off. I'm going to scooch everything this way so I can do a decent taping job. And space is limited over here at Dank RC HQ, so we have to push the chairs out of the way. And we're going to now tape this on. So I'm going to put some tape. I had these taped on before. I took them off. In fact, the old tape is still on there. So, whoop, let me get the old tape off of there. Let's see if I can do that without denting up the leading edge. Let's get enough to grab onto. Should be able to peel some of it off. We're trying to get under 700 grams. Got some of it off. There. Okay, now we can put a new stretch of tape on here. Come on, tape. Shit. My tape dispenser is a piece of crap. It's probably like 500 years old. Like, I think I had it in my office when I had the job that I had when I was in my 20s. And I'm in my 50s. So, yeah. Okay. So we're going to scooch this up here so that it's, I'm going to hold it back like this. I'm going to get it lined up. As best I can. We'll test that out. Put the tape down. Then we do the bend. We see if we can get it. See, it doesn't quite line up exactly like I want it to. It's probably because my drawing may be a little off, but I did get it lined up when I was practicing before. But I didn't try with the spars in there. So let's see, where is it off? You can see it's off a little bit right there. But it seems to be in the right place in the front. So we're just going to go with it like that. So it's ready to glue, folks. It's ready to glue. And I'm already creasing it by pushing it too hard. So we're going to get the glue gun. I haven't looked at what you guys are. Good night, you guys. You guys all said good night. It's time to end the stream. Oh my gosh, it is 11:40. No, it's not quite. So hi, Kevin. You're still here, maybe. Robert, good night. North 49, good night. Keep the shiny side up. I will do that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put some, this is probably going to be a really bad gluing job here, but we're going to put some glue in the leading edge. I'm going to put some glue on there, put some glue on there, and put some glue on the trailing edge. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on these bendy point right there. I'm going to take the whole thing, make sure that and I'm pushing against it, trying not to crease it. But I did crease it a little bit. Oh, and I'm on the wrong camera view. Not changing it now. Not changing it now. Sorry. Because we are getting to the point where we're going to glue these wings on. This is serious. Little creases on this side. There's a crease on this wing, and there's a crease here. So at least, and there's a crease in front. So, like I've said in my other previous live streams, I might have forgotten to say it in this one. Don't do as I do. Oh, I should have let that come out a little bit more. Because it doesn't need to be. Oh well. I'll figure out how to get that plugged in. Figure out how to get it plugged in. Okay, that's glued down. Now we get the other side. I keep forgetting there's that wire under there. Okay, let's get the wing thing. We got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. I'm thinking about doing this an hour earlier. Instead of 9 to 11, I'm thinking of doing it 8 to 10 in the future. So there, we got that off of there. I think there's a second piece on there. I must have done this twice. Yep, there's a second piece. Let's get all the extra weight that we can off of this thing, huh? Oh, I still didn't switch cameras. Switch cameras. There we go. Is that better? Jeez, what a terrible YouTuber. I'll get better. I'll get better. 2 hours, didn't get it done. But we're closer than we were. Closer than we were, folks. Way closer than we were. Tape this on, so let's get a piece of tape on here. Yeah, let's get this view out. I don't know, you probably can't see, but I'm going to have to work on these camera angles. Trying to get some tape on here in a reasonable manner. Without any wrinkles. There we go. And then we're going to try to get this lined up. So we'll pull this back. And we'll get it lined up. And then we will test this again on this side. Glue gun over here. Tape out of the way. Camera over here. This is getting more difficult, but it's also starting to look more like a plane. I'm going to get that plugged in before I get too far, and I'm going to get this one plugged in right now. I should have done that with that one. Let me see if I can get it plugged in. I can see which side is which. That's what I was afraid of. I might have to review the video to see what side is that's on. I think I have it taped. There. Now I can see. I think. Okay, yellow is on this side. Yellow goes this way. So I'm going to have to grab this with a pair of pliers. Gently. And get this plugged in. get it positively engaged without freaking up the... Oh, I can't. Boy, I screwed that up, you guys. I screwed that up by not plugging that in first. See, I'm squeezing it at the same time I'm trying to push it. So here's what we need to do. We need to get long needle nose pliers. Where are they? Need to get long needle nose pliers and get on the inside of this. Oh dear. I have screwed this up, you guys. Okay, got it. And it is the right way. And by leaving this tape here was a bad idea also when I glued this. Oh, and I just pulled the damn servo plug out. Shit. I might have to redo this one. That is so stupid. I made my at the very end of the stream, I made my very first mistake of the day. Okay. I'm going to assume I got it, and I'm going to tape it. Oh, that's another thing. I didn't even leave enough room to tape it. Holy smokes. Okay. How's your first week of school been, Kevin, if you're still here? Mine hasn't quite been as bad as I anticipated, so I guess that's okay. Okay, got a little piece of tape on there. This side I'm going to do properly with a big piece of tape. This side is going to be more difficult to glue because of what I've done here, but that's okay. All right, how much time? We are at 10:54, 6 more minutes, and look, I just dropped it and crinched the corner of that. Comedy of errors here. That's what happens when I get to the ends of this, I guess, every time. Okay, so now we're going to glue this side. We're going to test fit. So let's get our stuff out of the way. Get our... Oh, this. Okay, so let's deal with this. We need to deal with this first. Okay, so we're going to make a hole. This is going to take up the last 6 minutes because we are going to figure out the cable path here. So the first thing we're going to do is get this pushed down. This is all very difficult. This Flerken was not designed for this. This build was not designed to be this way. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to make the... That's going too far. So we're going to have to cut that a little bit. And I'm going to have to make the pieces that are the jigs, or the kind of help you set this in. I haven't made those pieces yet. So that's what we're going to do for the next 2 minutes. Hey, Harpal Singh Panu. So he says, and I say to that, I agree. He's probably thinking, what the hell have I found here? Who would watch this? Except nerds like the nerds that are watching it, like Kevin. You're a nice airplane nerd like me. Fellow airplane nerd. Okay, this one needs to be cut more too. That's what we need to do there. Is kind of cut this little corner off here, because that is what is hitting. And we're going to cut it at a square angle for a little bit and then bevel it at the rest of it. That's what I'm trying to achieve here with that cut. So these, oh my gosh, right. I can't glue this on, but I have to make the hole for it. Because, yeah, I should have had a plug there. But plugs and receivers are not my thing. That's how I crashed the Ranger 2000. So I think this is a good ending point. We didn't make it. But as you can see, it is almost a plane. In fact, I can't separate the pieces now. And I never took a break to get something to quench my thirst. So, and seeing nothing more in the chat, and seeing everybody has left except for the 2 people that are still watching. Hi, 2 people. We are going to call it a night. There will be another live stream with this Flerken. It may be a random stream this weekend. I may feel good about doing that. But there will be another live stream, and we will finish the Flerken, I hope. We're getting closer. Holy smokes, we're getting closer. We need to finish it, though. So, we're almost there. I'm sure I've made some huge mistake where I'm going to have to redo something that I've done here. But since it is 10:59, we're going to end the stream. We're just going to take a quick look at how our wiring is turning out. So we have another minute, and we can see if our my wing design kind of lined up. Not really. Oh, yes it did. For the most part it did. So that's our wing. There it is. It's almost ready. Almost ready, folks. I'm getting close. So there it is. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week for sure, and maybe this week.